It was not a mere cliché when poets like Wordsworth and Shelley gave a call to go back to nature. They realized that evolution of man owes a lot to flora and fauna. The trees not only sheltered the aborigine from wild animals, but also gave him fruits. With the first planted seed cropping up, his nomadic days turned into settled ones of agriculture and civilization. With ever complex evolution of man, his expectations from the plant kingdom also grew multifarious. He worked at identifying plants with multiple qualities. Some plants had medicinal properties and could be used to cure diseases. Flowers rich in fragrance could be used for making perfumes. The richer he found nature, the sharper did man become in putting things to good use. One such useful plant identified by man is henna. The leaves of henna possess coloring properties, because of which it is used the world over to color the skin, hair, nails, feet, hands, and even textiles.
Many beliefs are attached with the history of henna plant. It is believed that the art of using henna paste for decoration dates as far back as 3000 BC. The ancient Egyptians applied henna to their nails and feet. To all beauty-conscious Indians, such application is known as mehendi. From Egypt and other African countries, the art of mehendi spread to the Middle East. It was either the Persians or the forerunners of Mughal Empire around 1500 AD who brought this art to India. Traces of henna have been found on mummies as early as 1200 BC. It has also been ascertained that prior to mummification, hands and feet of pharaohs were first dipped in henna. It can safely be concluded that with the progress of human civilization, mehendi became an integral part of cultural traditions of various countries the world over.
In a country of festivals and rituals, mehendi did not take long to fashion a unique place of its own in Indian customs and traditions. A mark of tenderness and joy, it is not bound by custom or occasion alone. It is an integral part of the wedding ceremonies and is almost synonymous with the exalted status of a bride. Botanically, the henna plant is known as Lawsonia inermis and belongs to the family Lythraceae. Another member of this family is pomegranate. Actually, the henna plant is a native of North Africa, Asia, and Australia. It is cultivated in the tropics of America, Egypt, India, and parts of the Middle East. It is also known as mehendi, al-henna, Egyptian privet, and minonette tree. The henna plant is a smooth and shiny, profusely branched shrub with grayish-brown bark. Its branches terminate into pointed spines. The leaves are opposite, subsessile, elliptic, entire, acute, or obtuse. They are 2 to 3 centimeters long and 1 to 2 centimeters wide. The leaves are fleshy, because of which the midrib can be clearly seen, but the secondary veins are not visible. They contain soluble matter, lawsone, 2-hydroxy-1,4-naphthaquinone, tannin, gallic acid, glucose, mannitol, fat, resin, and mucilage. Reaching a height of about 1 to 3 meters, this plant has numerous white or rose-red colored small flowers. It has a cymose inflorescence. The bunch of flowers forms the shape of a pyramid. Flowers possess a pleasant aroma because of which honeybees and insects can be seen buzzing around them. The distillation of these flowers produces 0.01 to 0.02% brown colored oil. The fragrance of this oil is said to resemble the smell of tea rose and mignonette. Crude perfumes are also produced from the flowers. The flowers are ebractate, tetramerous, epigynous, and regular. 4 persistent calyx are fused with the fruits. The 4 free petals are wrinkled and white or cream in color. Stamens are in 4 pairs, and the anthers are dorsifixed, that is fixed on the back. The gynoecium is tetracarpellary, syncarpous. Ovary is superior, tetralocular, with axile presentation. The floral formula of the henna plant can be represented as. The floral diagram can be represented thus. Each chamber of the ovary contains several ovules which produce numerous seeds on fertilization. An analysis of the seeds reveal that they contain 10.06 moisture, 5% protein, 10 to 11% fat, 33.62% carbohydrates, 33.55% fibers, and 4.75% ash. The fruit of henna plant is a dry and dehiscent brown colored capsule having a permanent style. The henna plant can be grown in any kind of soil, but it mostly prefers loam soil, which is rich in moisture. It is grown through cuttings and seeds. Henna today is planted primarily as an ornamental hedge, but is probably best known for its dried, ground leaves, called henna, traditionally used to produce color-fast orange, red, and brown dyes. The dried, powdered leaves of henna contain about 0.5 to 1.5% lawsone or henotenic acid, the chief constituent responsible for dyeing properties of the plant. Molecules present in the henna powder have a chemical affinity with keratin molecules, and thus the pigment can freely pass into the hair. As a result, the leaves of henna have been used in Asia since antiquity as a hair, nail, and skin dye. The principal advantage offered by henna as a modern hair colorant is its eco-friendly nature, because of which it is a safe coloring agent than compared to some harmful chemical dyes.
The story of how Mehendi came into vogue in northwestern India is quite interesting. It is believed that the practice started because of henna's ability to cool. When heat-sick people in the arid deserts of Rajasthan and Gujarat discovered this property, they dipped their hands and feet in a mud paste made with crushed henna leaves. On scraping off the mud, they noticed that as long as the color remained visible, their body temperature stayed low. Eventually, it was found that small dots placed in hands had the same effect. Stimulated by this, intricate lacy lines and creative designs of flowers and birds began to adorn the human limbs.
In the West and the Middle East, henna is used in hair shampoos, dyes, conditioners, and rinses. Extracts of henna are used to stain wood and to dye fabric and textiles. Apart from this, the henna plant also possesses medicinal properties. It has been used for astringent, anti-hemorrhagic, intestinal problems, cardio-inhibitory, hypotensive, and sedative effects. It has also been used as a folk remedy against amoebiasis, headache, jaundice, and leprosy. Henna extracts also possess antibacterial, antifungal, and ultraviolet light screening properties. Traditionally, Henna has also been used as a healing ointment to treat burns, ulcers of the mouth, and treatment of smallpox in its early stages. The wood of this plant is hard, containing compact grains, and is used to make handles for various instruments.
A plant that decorates, cures many ills, and serves as a utility timber. Where else would one find such varied qualities in a single plant? Who would not be tempted to grow a henna plant around his house? For the down-to-earth people who hold beauty in contempt as being skin deep, henna can still be useful, if not as an aid to personal embellishment, but at least as an ornamental hedge to safeguard their houses.